We're in darkness again because there is work going on in the cathedral during the day. After nearly 90 years of service, the cathedral organ stuttered to a halt and was decommissioned in September 2015. A few weeks later, the Organ Restoration Fund was formally launched with our first empty cathedral event. People embraced the fundraising and the thermometer began climbing slowly as donations were made and fundraising initiatives grew. Securing the potential for a loan from Anglican Funds SA meant the work definitely could go ahead. And following extensive negotiations with UK-based organ building firm Harrison & Harrison Limited, a contract was signed, locking in a start date of July 2017. So began another exciting phase of Cathedral 150, the complete restoration of the cathedral organ, built in 1929 and installed here in St. Peter's Cathedral in 1930. The restoration called for the almost complete dismantling of the organ and shipping it back to Durham in the UK. During July 2017, with scaffolding and pipes and multifarious other organ paraphernalia spreading throughout the cathedral, St. John's Halifax Street graciously opened its doors to cathedral congregations for a month. Cake sales, sausage sizzles, teddy bears, choir concerts, jam jars, all contributed to the ongoing fundraising efforts. Members of the organ fundraising task force were quietly approaching potential donors, and the thermometer kept going up. By now, the first bills were due, and we were thrilled to see the Australian dollar increase in value against the British pound, largely because of Brexit. On Easter Day 2018, I issued a challenge to bring back the organ debt-free by Christmas. A year after the team from Harrison & Harrison removed the organ, they were back to reinstall it. This was a much slower process than the removal, as each pipe, each piece of timber, each wire was carefully fitted into place. Way back in 1929, Arthur Baggett had sketched out a design for an organ case. It was partially built in the 1960s, but never completed. One of our hopes alongside restoring the organ was to complete the casework. This was done in the workshops of Durham using laser technology and includes some carefully hidden birds in the filigree work. With the rebuilding complete, it was time for the voices to move in. Needing silence to do the work, the cathedral was closed to visitors for 3 months, open only for Sunday services. And then, finally, it was done. A few short, tantalizing video clips had been released, and ticket sales for the opening night, the first chords, on Advent Sunday 2018 were going well. Beyond our wildest dreams, people poured in, filling the cathedral to bursting. With David here at the console and both choir and congregation in full voice, the fully restored organ, complete with organ case, was finally commissioned. Thanks to hundreds of donors, both large and small, the cathedral organ played debt-free for Christmas services in 2018. The final cost, a shade under $1.5 million, and all of the money coming from cathedral congregations and music-loving friends.